Howdy partner, do you love westerns? Of course you do. It's the one time everyone, including the Americans, can sit down and agree their country used to be shit. It still is. It all started when Rockstar Games invented the western in their critically acclaimed game Red Dead Redemption. You could go around with cool fucking hats and shoot people who obviously lacked higher education to understand ethics and morality. But who cares you had a gun, a horse, and a sexy voice? RDR was so successful that the founding fathers made a country around it called America. America was like any other country except it had cheat codes called the Second Amendment and slavery. Because of this, the Wild West was created. The Wild West was wild and full of everyone exploiting the first draft of the Constitution as it was still being checked for grammatical errors and spelling mistakes. I'm talking booze, guns, prostitutes, freedom unless you were an ethnic minority, poor hygiene, famine, plagues, and death. But it was fucking awesome. Because if you didn't like that little shit who kept telling people you were an accident, you could accidentally shoot them on purpose in a Mexican standoff. The West was truly wild. Except it wasn't, because that never happened. Just trust me and Google it. The Wild West was as much a fairy tale as Australia doesn't exist. The wild cock and ball torture of the West we know and love was made by Italians and ex-Hollywood stars who were replaced by newer models of actors. Italy and these actors collectively decided that they hated America and would make movies about it. Sergio Leone, the pioneer of these films, spent his entire career making movies trying to prove America was a shithole. The mad lad made his point so clear he never filmed in the US and didn't even speak a word of English. To counteract the glorified Western of the US, Leone made the spaghetti Western. Not gonna lie, that shit's pretty offensive, but I guess who doesn't like some spaghetti, huh? Starring a rough and grumpy American man, Leone said fuck it and made 3 of the best movies to ever grace the tip of my cock. Leone's westerns were not some pussy shit like the US had, they were hardcore, full of blood, sweat, and tears. These movies were a real power fantasy of how cool it would be not to shower. The protagonist was ambiguous, his character traits were really complex and consisted of smoking and being cool. These movies were full of badass one-liners and gunfights just like America is now, except the one-liners aren't badass anymore. The Italian West had more to offer though, including Ennio Morricone, the literal god who made scores so good you could watch 3 men staring at each other for 3 minutes and still orgasm. The meta-socio-scientific fusion of the music and awesome setting and characters made the spaghetti western one of the most established genres ever. Offering criticism of morality and society, these movies had more layers than my girlfriend when I tell her it's not cold outside and she chooses not to believe me. This achievement is physically impossible because it's 12 degrees and why are you wearing a cashmere scarf? The western genre is absolutely radical, just like when I do a skateboard thing. Go watch them now or 90-year-old Clint Eastwood will hunt you down and aggressively stare at you while smoking bad-smelling cigarillos in your home without opening the window and without using an ashtray. I give this trilogy of movies an inconsistent score of yeehaw out of howdy. Connoisseur Sam out.